Here we go! Off to the Tipsy Line podcast.
Where do we begin?
The last time you saw us, we were in Wisconsin. And now we're on opposite coasts of the USA. Like, what?
We have so much to catch up on.
We're adults now.
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I don't know. I feel more like Peter Pan because at least Peter Pan gets to travel the world, right? But he can always go back to Neverland, right?
Very true.
So I feel like we've got the choice. Like, we are in it. Literally, adulting and everything. But, like, we go back to Neverland, I feel like, all the time. Actually, I live there. I don't live in Boston. I live in Neverland, actually.
Girl, once the workday is over, Neverland is here. There is no adulting going on whatsoever.
The only reminder I have of the adulting world here in Neverland is my lotion that's, like, in our bathroom, and it's the stress-free lotion. And you know you're adulting when you start purchasing, like, you know those lotions that say energy on them, stress-free, sleep?
100%.
The trifecta?
Or another great purchase, alcohol at the end of the night. You know when you start drinking it on a consistent basis that you've become an adult.
You pull out the wine glass after, like, the end of the workday. It's just a ritual now.
I don't mind having my glass of tequila every night. It's kind of nice. But so...
Glass... Just straight up glass of tequila.
Well,
hold up, are you okay?
I'll say the work days have been long. LA, as I said before, is no small feat financially. The heat is a lot to deal with. People are crazy out here. I don't know if you're aware of that.
You fit in.
Take me and multiply it by like 10 and you get everyone in LA.
Wait, we're on opposite sides of the country at the moment. But we're both in very crazy parts of the country. There's this rule that Boston made up. You cannot wear a sports shirt or anything around Boston. Otherwise, you're going to get heckled if it's not a Red Sox, a Celtics, or a Patriots shirt. So, I don't know. I'm going to go and just test it out. I'm going to wear my Packer cheesehead gear proudly.
The cheeseheads don't die hard. Wait, did I say that wrong? The cheeseheads do die hard. Sorry. Correction.
Wait, what? This is what our college degree has come to, folks. I'm so confused.
So tell us, Sasha, what have you been doing in Boston since you've moved out there, become an adult?
I've been learning a new language. I've been learning Bostonian because it is a completely different language. These people have nouns as verbs. I don't understand. Vice versa. You can't call things like, oh, the subway, like something, you know, just typical. It has to be the subway. Actually, not even the subway. It has to be the T is what they call it over here.
The T for the subway?
Yes, everything's a noun. You have to put the in front of everything.
Interesting. Okay. Don't know how I feel about that.
How did moving go for you?
Oh, it was a nightmare. Total nightmare. We didn't use a moving company at all. And I would have to say, without both my parents, God bless you guys, I love you, it just wouldn't have happened.
Being the great girlfriend that I am, I said, adios, I'm going to Russia the week of, like, moving in. So He pretty much drove my stuff up. Like, so grateful for him and his dad.
Damn. This boy really loves you, girl. He really loves you.
He almost got himself stuck under a bridge with this moving truck. I'm like, wow.
You better have given him some good loving when you got home, girl.
You already know. I brought some good loving with some good cooking and some drinking, some vodka back from Russia. Basically, you don't need a drinking buddy in Russia because it's your family. Like, my mom was my drinking buddy. And my grandma went ballistic over that. She's very cool. She's, you know, like the Russian babushka. Like, she's very much of a homebody, cooks, cleans everything. Like, her cooking is so good, it dropped me from being a vegan. Like, that's how good it is. And so me and my mom and some other family members, we were just like in the car hiding from babushka because we were drinking, listening to music, just chilling, having a good time, having a beer. She comes in and she knocks on the window and she goes, "Aren't you disappointed and ashamed of yourself for drinking with your mother? And like, your mom, what must she think about your relationship? Do you guys do this all the time?" She was just like going on and on. She was like, "It's time for you to go to bed, Sasha." And I just go, okay. And then mom goes, "No, stay." So it was like a whole thing.
Talk about grandmas.
I was like, okay.
So mine is kind of on the flip side right now. So normally she's very much like your babushka, kind of strict. She doesn't really drink alcohol ever. What am I talking about? I've never seen her take a sip of alcohol. And so we were celebrating my aunt's 50th. Big occasion. My mom calls me beforehand and is like, "Rye, grandma's coming. You need to just tone it down." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "Just everything. Tone it down." But like, we're a family of big drinkers, so that didn't really work out. And so I can see my grandma, you know, she kind of like doing her thing, just sipping on her Diet Coke. And we're all just sitting at the bar. It's 2 a.m. And my dad's taking over the music, going crazy, starts playing Johnny Cash. And all of a sudden, boop, this head pops out of the doorway. And it's my grandma. And she's like, "Oh, were you calling me?" Because Johnny Cash is her favorite artist. And so she comes down and she goes, "Pour me a shot, boys." My cousin pours her a shot.
The power of Johnny Cash?
I don't know. It changed
Okay.
her. It changed her. She took a shot. She drank with us. And then 30 minutes later, went up to bed. Just as simple as that.
Wow. Her grandma needs to get together with my grandma.
We need to put them in the same room together.
In my job nowadays, like, they tell you, like, you have to be a sponge. You have to, like, learn all the new things. Being out of college, you have to be, like, willing to learn. And I understand that a good education is essential to live a successful life as an adult. But I was not expecting it to go the other way than I thought it was. Because my definition of learning and having a successful life as an adult and continuing to learn, which really is important, is learning that at Key West, it's just normal at this one bar to just have like topless people everywhere drinking. I was like, what? Where did I just like teleport to?
You said topless, correct?
Yeah, no, we walk into this bar and one of our friends, like sisters-in-law, actually recommended this place. And I was like, wait, hold on. Okay, this is a really chill place. We were loving it. And then they said, "Oh, you have to go up to the third floor, though." We go up to the third floor and there's a sign that says, you know, "No littering." And then it says, "No sex on the premises." And we're like, okay, ha ha ha, like that's really funny, like why would it say that? And then we walk and we understood right away.
Bunch of naked titties out everywhere.
Yeah, so if you see that sign that says "No sex on the premises," watch out.
I don't know how I feel about that. I just like, I wouldn't want my junk out. I wouldn't want other people's junk all up in my grill. You know, if that's your lifestyle, cool, dude, but like, I don't think that's for me, bro.
Good for them, but like we were up there, we were just like our mouths were open, we're like, huh?
So what did you do? Did you like run in the other direction?
Oh yeah, no, we were just frozen there, and then this guy comes up and he goes, "Oh, are you guys here for the first time?" Because we definitely looked like we were there for the first time. We had no idea what was going on. And he comes up to us, he's like, "Oh, well, like we can maybe like take some pictures or talk to the bouncer. You're not technically allowed to, but we can go up and maybe take some pictures." And my friend goes, "Oh, no, absolutely not." And that's when we ran the other direction. It's
yeah,
like,
I would run too.
Instead of like, as children, we are told don't take candy from strangers. Meanwhile, don't accept weird pictures in a topless bar place with strangers.
Mm-mm. No.
The motto now.
So, kids, if you've learned anything from today's episode, don't take weird photos in naked bars from people.
But you do take candy now if it's ibuprofen. My favorite kind of candy now is ibuprofen.
Oh,
So.
Are you kidding me? That, and let me tell you, Pedialyte, orange juice, anything with electric lights.
It's like instead of
the
Kool-Aid,
liquid IV.
Pedialyte.
That's our timer, folks. So to quickly wrap this story up.
We are basically going into adulthood, we're backtracking. We're like becoming babies now, not knowing what's going on. We're like new to the world.
Exactly.
Like straight out of the womb of college and out into the new world. We have no idea what's going on.
And if anyone offers you Pedialyte, like this guy did at a race, take it. But don't take pictures from strangers, folks.
Don't take pictures
Don't
from
do
strangers,
that.
but do take the Pedialyte candy.
Do take the Pedialyte. All right.
Oh, here we go.
Folks, you're going to be a little disappointed in me. I am drinking Emergency today as my shot.
I'm surprised it's not Pedialyte.
It should be Pedialyte. Except I don't know how much Pedialyte does for when you actually concoct an illness. So my body is pretty ravaged from this weekend.
This is all just a part of adulthood, folks. What you're seeing right here, right in front of you.
Recovery at its finest.
Well, cheers to being in 24/7 recovery as an adult.
Cheers, my dude.
I can like hear you gulping. It's the funniest thing.
You know, I think tequila goes down better than this shit. Which is probably not a good thing because that means I've trained myself to like tequila that much. It's a problem.
They tell you when you're an adult, you have to have a mentor. It's best to have someone to look up to when you're going through adulthood. Yeah, that mentor for me is coffee. And I guess for you, it's tequila?
Yeah, something like that. Mom, I just want to let you know I'm totally okay out here. We're doing great.
All right, so now moving into the Lost Boy mindset, because we are talking about Neverland, how to never grow up, how we've been escaping adulting, even though it's not really working out so well. Basically, it's just a parody of us trying not to adult, but it's inevitable. I mean, we went from babes, butts, and boobs to now it's baths, bare aspirin, and booze.
With my first job here in LA, I think they thought I was like a raccoon or something, because every 5 minutes I would go back to the snack bar and I would steal chips or something, because I was like, I need to keep myself entertained in this line of work or I'm just gonna like burn out.
I think to myself, I am still asking children and my little brother what they want to be when they grow up, because honestly, I'm still looking for ideas.
It is somewhere in that 10th bite of pizza.
That's when it all becomes clear, doesn't it?
Like a crystal ball.
I somehow managed to also experience that a college degree doesn't matter so much as just going to colleges and majoring in something, because I majored in theater, and soft skills are really carrying over to my job right now, being in sales, talking to people every day and everything like that, which is enjoyable. I mean, being an extrovert, I get paid to talk to people every day. Amazing. Great. I wanted to maybe host like a radio show or something like that, but you know what? This works, I guess, for now.
You never start where you want to be in this industry, especially. And I know, Sasha, you're not where you want to be either.
We chill in our sweatpants at home. All that matters right now is I am working next to the fridge.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
It is a skill that I am pretty proud of, honestly.
I think another point we should hit on in talking about how to stay in like this Neverland fantasy, or even like just having a good mindset when being an adult.
We love living in a fantasy rather than reality.
I know, I'm with you.
Oh my God,
but
can you imagine?
Adulting is inevitable. You know, just like everyone dying in all of the Marvel movies is inevitable. But, or rather, should I say coming back to life, because they all come back to life after they die anyway.
Okay, there we go. It's like, don't say that.
We as adults have to deal with finances, right? So, for all those out there dealing with bills, make sure that when you are dealing with bills, to have your support animal, whatever that may be, a stuffed animal, Love Island, your tequila bottle, have it next to you.
Oh man, my hammies right now are as tight as my budget. That's what adulting feels like.
So I'm sitting. I'm doing work. I'm being a good, responsible adult. Bills, whatever other shit I need to be working on, I'm doing it. And I'm sitting in my bed. I get up, not realizing my leg had fallen asleep. And so I trip forward and my leg bends back like this and hyperextends.
I deal with these tight hamstrings, stomach problems, diarrhea, back pain. Yay! We're adults.
Can we talk about the fact that alcohol causes constipation? Because guys, for as much Neverland as I love living in, I have never been so backed up in my life.
Let's talk about this. Constipation. Lost boy mindset. Lost boy mindset is just constipation.
Constipation.
Instead I actually go to Boston and there's this milk statue that exists. I kid you not. It's a giant milk statue and you just go over there and all your worries get wiped away.
Are you positive you're not in Wisconsin somewhere?
I have no idea. I must have brought it with me. I don't know what happened, but there's literally a statue dedicated to Wisconsin.
I will say the dairy competition out in the California is pretty high. I'm not gonna lie. They think they're all that in a bag of chips. And I'm like, bro, you ain't even seen Wisconsin's Costco. Because your Costco milk section got nothing on us. Nothing.
That reminds me, nowadays, they put so much pressure, especially on young 20-year-olds, to be so successful. Society has made up this definition of success. You have to be this, have this image and everything. But really, all you need is what you mentioned. The dairy competition.
Dairy, cheese, milk.
If you focus on what you lack, you lose what you have. But if you focus on what you have, then you gain what you don't have. So right now I'm feeling like I'm missing some cheesy land or whatever. So that must mean that some cheese is going to fall into my hand. And my high cholesterol is quaking right now, but that's all part of adulthood, right?
This is actually such an awesome coincidence because my coworker and I were talking about this in the context of her relationship. And she was like, I'm a very futuristic person, and so is my boyfriend, and we love to plan for the future. And I mean, I can super relate to that because I'm the same way. I'm very, very type A, as you know, and love to think about where my future is going to be. Where am I going to be in 5 years? How do I get there? Et cetera, et cetera. And she was telling me, she's like, right now I'm just living in the present, and it's honestly been the best time of my life and the best part of this relationship because we're not thinking about where we're going to be in 10 years. We're thinking about how much fun we're having with each other right now. And I think that is such a definition of a successful relationship because you're just having fun with each other in the moment. You're not worried about anything else.
It's almost as if you have a kid. You full preggo, you fully just had a child, you've got a baby on your hands now, crying, pooping, whining, everything. That's what happens when I feel like you're thinking about the future. It's like, okay, well, I have this child I have to take care of now, and that child is me because I want future me to be successful. But you know what? Sometimes it's good to put future you in the crib, give it a little lollipop, focus on the present.
I do have to say, I made my first big girl purchase when I came out here. Bought a car. And
okay, congrats.
Thank you. Talk about feeling like you have a kid. Oh. Well, that is our timer. and it said no more talk of pregnancy and no more talk of babies.
It said go take a pregnancy test. God damn.
Oh yeah, the test is going to come out positive for a old 2010 Ford Focus that needs to be in a dump yard somewhere. That's what.
Positive.
Cheers to that. Did you hear all my gulping that time?
How much emergency did you just down right now? Oh, she's still going.
This is definitely like a shot and a half.
I heard another gulp.
Yep. That would be me. So, we've been talking about being pregnant with all those bills and rent and, cars and good things. But we need to talk about that lost boy mindset, because those lost boys, they stay in Neverland. So how have we been staying in Neverland out here in LA and in Boston? Well, let me tell you. You party. You party very hard. You work hard, you play hard.
There is literally a designated place for all, we call them Southie bros. They're basically just people who live in this area called Southie of Boston and dress up as frat guys. They come in little frat guy posses, and there's this brewery kind of place right smack dab in the middle where they all gather. And one of my friends was like, I am gonna go find a guy, I really want to try to find someone, start dating, be in a relationship. I was like, oh, you are not going to find your husband here.
No, I'm glad someone told her.
Have you come across these men?
You walk into a bar out here in LA on a Friday night. You are not walking out with your husband. Also, do not go home with anyone from that bar. That, first of all, just a rule for everyone to keep yourself safe, like the weird photo thing. Don't take photos from strangers. Don't go home with strangers. Just don't do it, please. I beg of you. It's just, people out here are they're looking for one thing and one thing only. And you have a lot of people with a lot of blown up egos. So I'm not saying there's not genuine people out there. They're just very spread out. And it's very hard to find them.
Yeah, it definitely seems like that kind of environment. I mean, when you're surrounded by that hustle culture, where we're always on the grind and everything until we get so overwhelmed that we just can't even function. And look, I mean, my mentor coffee is always there, but I mean, sometimes if you keep going, I don't even know what I was gonna say, but
the tequila be hitting her.
You're gonna get stuck under the bridge, just like all of these trucks in Boston here. Just like my cholesterol arteries. You're just gonna get stuck.
She said, I cannot talk about this right now.
Everyone in adulthood has a favorite grocery store.
Oh shit, don't start talking about Gelson's, bro. When everyone learned that I live right next to Gelson's, they're like, oh my god, what? You go to Gelson's? I'm like, actually, no, I go to Walmart, but if it makes me any cooler to go to Gelson's, sure, I go to Gelson's all the time.
In high school, oh, you still wear Aeropostale? What?
Oh my god. Amber Cranby and Fitch? Wow, you're so cool. Bro, my boobs can't even fit in a Hollister bra anymore, so shut up!
Oh
I'm better than you, and I'm bigger than you, so it don't matter.
One of the other highlights of living in Boston is the cobblestone sidewalks. 100% super dangerous, but when you do get through it without a broken ankle, I felt like I was the Hulk. I could do anything. Come at me. I just went through some cobblestone.
You're literally Scarlett Johansson doing all of her own stunts over there in Boston, just making it through this cobblestone.
This episode's no longer how to be Peter Pan. It's how to be the Black Widow, aka Scarlett Johansson.
Being a badass in our own cities.
Also, another perk of living in Boston is apparently Chris Evans has just permanently moved here with his brother and is taking out different celebrities, different girls on dates over at the Boston Common in the middle of Boston. So I have yet to lay my eyes on this man, But he is here. I mean, J-Lo now dating, what's his name?
Okay, I don't want to hear about J-Lo. We need to switch places. You are the one in the relationship. I need Chris Evans.
Come over.
See, this is what happens. I fly out to Boston. He sees me. We lock eyes. Immediately, his heart flutters because I'm just such a goddess. We get married. And then we fly back out to LA and we both pursue our dreams in the industry together. Foolproof plan.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
My genius comes out in spurts.
I can't wait to see this all in action.
It is shot time. Let's go.
Woohoo.
What are we cheersing to?
Cheersing to Never Growing Up, Wendy.
Hey, Peter Pan forever. Cheers. Well, folks, that wraps up our catch-up session here and reminding you all of how to be Peter Pan in this crazy, crazy adult world. Feel free to follow us on all social medias at The Tipsy Lime Pod.
We look forward to seeing you next time. Hopefully you are Peter Pan in the sense that you're never growing up and not in like a creepy sense where you're like going up to someone's window and kidnapping them into a fantastical land. And we just want to say, liquor might not solve all of your problems,
but it's worth a shot. See y'all next time. Now I hear you golfing, Goopo.